This time, let's do the BJMP entry-level exam. This is a reviewer in which we will try to answer mathematics, which is 20%. We will not use here calculator, purely a mental, in which this practice consists of 50 questions in a multiple choice format, and after answering, the correct answer will be provided along with a very detailed explanation. We will not use calculator, we will just analyze how the problem looks like. Number 1. In two types of stainless steel, the ratio of chromium and steel are 2:11 and 5:21 respectively. In what proportion should the two types be mixed so that the ratio of chromium to steel in the mixed type becomes 7:32? So, two types of stainless, one with in which the ratio of one stainless is 2:11, wherein there is 2 for chromium and 11 for steel, and another stainless with a combination of chromium and steel with 5:11. Now the question is, in what proportion should the two types be mixed so that the ratio of chromium to steel in the mixed type becomes 7:32? So it's a ratio and proportion. Let's try 3/4. Okay, the answer is 1:2. How? Let the alloys mix in the ratio of x:y, in which in first alloy the chromium is 2x/13, in which here it's 2:11, so the assumption is 2x/13, and in the first alloy the steel is 11x/13. If you will be asking me, how did this 13 arrive? Simply by adding 2 and 11, so will give us 13. The chromium is 2, that 2x, that is y/13. The steel is 11x/13. That's the ratio. Next, in the second alloy, it's chromium 5y/26, and in the second alloy it's steel 21y/26. How did the 26 arrive? By simply adding 5 and 21. Now the ratio in which two alloys must be mixed to get a new alloy with a ratio of chromium and steel be 7:32 is to blank. Now, simplification, wherein x and y. So, add the 2x and the 5y. It can be interchangeable. 2x/13 plus 5y/26, add it. Then the other one, why will you add 2x and 5y? Because your 2x here is for chromium and your 5y here is for chromium, so add all for the chromium. 2x/13 plus 5y/26 is to 11x/13 plus 20y/26. How is that? It's because your 11x is your steel plus your 20y is also for steel. Next, is to 7:32. Now, how? Then what's the operation? It's a division. That is why the numerator over the denominator. Simplify, in which your 4x plus 5y is a simplification from your 2x over 13 plus 5y over 26. How is that? Later I will show you how is that. Okay, how 4x and 5y was arrived and 22x plus 21y was arrived. It's simply, I will just give you an overview, it's simply getting the LCD of 13 and 26, which is 26. That's the LCD. Simplification, adding the similar fractions, you arrive 4x plus 5y over 22x plus 20y. Later I will show you how to simplify this. Next, further simplification, let's say cross multiplying. So later I will show you how this was arrived. The ratio is 1:2. Screenshot, I will make a screenshot on this. Let's continue. Which prime number occurs after 31? After 31 will be 37, 37 times 1, 33, 33 times 1, and also 11 times 3. So it's not a prime number. 34, 34 times 1, also 17 times 2. That's not a prime number. 35 is also not a prime number because 35 times 1 and also 7 times 5, which is 35. So the next prime number occurs after 31 is 37. Correct? Continue. If 3x equals 6x minus 15, then x plus 8 equals blank. 10, 13, 5, 11. Simply, here, it's to combine 3x and 6x. If you will transpose 6x to the other side, together with 3x, it will become negative. And simplify negative 3 divided by negative 15, it will give you 5. Plus 8, that is our x, 5 plus 8 will give us 13. Again, the explanation here, the equation may be solved for x by first subtracting 6x from both sides of the equation. So, subtract 6x both sides, so will give us 3x and equals negative 15, where x is 5 because divide both side by negative 3, wherein negative 15 divided by negative 3 will give you positive 5. Substitute 5 for x into the second expression, which is x plus 8, in which 5 plus 8 will give us 13. Continue. Let's screenshot this, okay, so that we have a typical high school student consumes 67.5 pounds of sugar per year. As part of a new nutrition plan, each member of a track team plans to lower the sugar 20%, or he or she consumes by at least 20% for the coming year. Assuming each track member had consumed sugar at the level of a typical high school student and will adhere to this plan for the coming year, what is the maximum number of pounds of sugar to be consumed by each track team member in a full year? Again, a typical high school student consumes only a 67.5 pounds of sugar per year. So in 1 year, one student only consumes 67.5 pounds of sugar. As part now a nutrition plan, each member of a track team plans to lower the sugar he or she consumes by 20%. So it means to say your 67.5, lower it by 20% for the next year. Assuming each track member had consumed sugar at the level of a typical high school student and will adhere to this plan for the coming year, what is the maximum number of pounds of sugar to be consumed by each track member this coming year? So here it's we will be multiplying 67.5 pounds with 20%. So let's try here 54. Check. 54 is the correct answer. For each member of the track team to consume 20% less sugar, the track member will consume 100% minus 20% and 80% of the level of a typical high school student. So the 80% of 67.5 equals 54. So let's get the reverse. We will subtract first the 20% with 100 and multiply the 80% to the 67.5. Let's continue. What is a scalene triangle from my geometry? It's a triangle that has 4 equal sides or angles. It's a triangle that has no equal sides or angles. It's a triangle that has 2 equal sides and angles. It's a triangle that has 3 equal sides or angles. If 3 equal sides or angles, that is already a regular triangle or equilateral triangle. If 2 equal sides, it can be a scalene. If no equal sides, it's a regular triangle. 4 equal sides, that's not anymore a triangle, it's already a rectangle. So let's try 2 equal sides. Okay. 2. It has no equal sides or angles. That's scalene. Scalene triangles with no equal sides. If you purchase 2 stamps costing 60 centavos each and you give cashier 2 pesos, how much change should you receive? So 2 stamps with 60 centavos will give us 1 peso and 20 centavos. Subtract it to the 2 pesos will give us 80 cents. Correct? 80 cents. Next. X plus y equals y minus 2. Therefore, x equals negative 2. X equals y minus 2. X equals y. X equals 2. So, here, by simplifying this x equation, just simply combine y together. Combine y. So, if we will transpose y to the other side together with a y, it will become from positive, it will now become negative. So cancel y, becomes 0. Y minus y will give us 0. So therefore, x equals negative 2. What is the square root of 81? Simply, it's 9. Next. Find the missing term in the following sequence. 4, 9, 19, blank, 79. The difference between 4 and 9, it's 5. The difference between 9 and 19, it's 10. So, 5, 10. So, therefore, we will add it with 15 to arrive with the next sequence. So, 15 plus 15 plus 19 will give us 34. 34. It should be 34. 9, 5, 10. It should be 15. 15. Okay, let's try. Okay, 39. Why? The increase from term to term is twice the increase from the previous 2 terms. The increase from 19 to the missing term will be 20 or twice the increase of 10. Thus, the missing term is equal to 19 plus 20 or 39. So, 5, then double the 5 is 10, double the 10 it's 20. That is why 19 plus 20 it's 39. Next. Problem. Sales for a business were $3 million more than second year than the first, and sales for the third year were double the sales for the second year. If sales for the third year were $38 million, what were sales in millions of dollars for the first year? As we all know, the exam is time pressure. We are working under time pressure. Dealing with these large problems will lead us to elimination. So let's try again to analyze the problem. Sales for a business worth $3 million more than second year than the first year. So it means to say more 3 million plus the second year plus the first year. The sales for the third year were double the sales of the second year. If the sales for third were $38 million, what were sales in millions of dollars for the first year? Let's try 16. Okay, 16. If longer the problem, surely the answer would be probably the answer would be near to it, so it could be the first. So 16, we get it. If X sales for the first year, then X plus 3 equals to the sales for the second year. That's the logic. Let X for the sales for the first year, X, while for the second year it's it's X plus 3, because here it's $3 million more than the second year than the first. So therefore, the second sales will be the first year plus 3 million. Since the sales for the third year were doubled, the sales for the second year, sales for the third year is 2 to the quantity of X plus 3. Then sales for the third year were 38 million. So 2 to the quantity of X plus 3 equals 38. It's a combination already of the first, second, and third. Again, for the first sales will be our X. For the second year sale, for the first year sale, it's X. For the second year sale, it's X plus 3. For the third year sale, it's 2 to the quantity of X plus 3 equals 38. To solve this equation, you could first divide each side by 2 to get X plus 3 equals 19. Then by subtracting 3 from both sides, X equals 16. So I will show you a separate presentation of this on how to solve this, how to get the 16.